Hey, XX guy here. I'm putting on a Cameleon Plus automatic chain oiler. It's about my fourth or fifth one I've done. An XX guy YouTube channel. I put one on my CBR. This time I'm putting it on a CRF 450L 2019 Honda. So I'm going to show you what I've done so far. Right here, this 450L is so tight. Everything's so tight and put together. I don't have time locating this, so I put this here, and just zip tied it with the supplied zip ties. Then I brought my reservoir hose up here, along here, until you get to here. I've got to replace this with the vented clear cap, but while I'm working on it, I have this cap here. And then to power up, I had a tidy kit on this. Let's see. And what I did was the tidy kit left one light plug unused. And I didn't like having that there with two tongs in it that could get water, and short something out. So I disconnected that, and then here's the power wire right here. And I ran the power wire. Well, here's the power wire down here. And I ran the power wire up right along here. And you can see it going up underneath the frame. And it comes up to right here. And then I used those, I was going to use some bullet connectors. But what I did was I used the little connectors where you put both ends in, hit it with a heat gun, and it shrink wraps and seals it and melts the solder. So that's permanent now. If I need to, for some reason, go back to stock, which I don't see in the future, I can always undo it. So now, to get the panels to fit, I had to, because of this cut right here, right here, I chopped off a little bit of that end with the hacksaw. So now it goes up and it fits right behind there, and I can still get all my panels on. And then the seat is tucked real close to the seat. I got a seat concepts seat. So, but the main thing is you have to remember from here all the way up to here, it always has to slant upwards, because as the oil gravity feeds down, if you got a low spot, say like right there, this will, if you get a low spot, that oil will stay there, and then the vent won't work and it won't let any more oil out. So you've got to make sure it's continually sloped like that. And this was the hardest one I've ever had to do, because there's just no spare room under anything on this CRF 450L. But that's what I've done. I've got to tuck this power wire away a little better. I'll just pull it up like that. Pull it up here, and I'll pull it up and coil it up right behind there. So now it's a lot cleaner down here. In fact, it won't get caught. Now here's something interesting I did, because you've got to leave this flexible tube that is where the oil comes down. You've got to, you want that to gravity flow down, right? Well, like I said, they got everything there. So I drilled a 1/2-inch hole here and put a grommet in that had a 1/2-inch diameter outside. So it fits nice and tight. I got a grommet in there. And then I put a zip tie back here on a clamp holder. So that'll keep it away from the chain. Let's get a light back there. Okay, so that comes right through there and stays away from the chain. And I'm going to attach it right here, because that's what I'm in the process right now. Is somewhere from here back you get a tube that has a wire in it. Let me see if I can find that wire. Probably not. Of course not. Okay, here's that solid wire. Okay, and that's what keeps that tube shape. Some junk on it because I just got out of the garbage. Anyway, this is hard to bend and cut. So what I finally did was I got down here, because to make this radius right here, I'm using this right here installed. I'm using this installed. And then I had to come around here, and then you go down on the other side. That's a tight radius. And this is the radius I got now. All right. I protected it with electrical tape. I'm going to take that off before I install it. So I got the radius, and then I measured down to here, just above my chain, and I'm going to cut this end piece down about 3/4 of an inch, and then it should slide in there. But I want to show you what I did to get that tight radius, because this is such a bear. That's the hardest part of any installation on any of the 4 or 5 bikes I put this on, is bending this thing. So this is flexible enough down here. This will attach to the 2 points I showed you. Well, then I put that tape on to protect it, and I just got a C-clamp, and then I tapped it with a little hammer. And, just tapped it and bent, so I bent it down, and now I can cut this to length. And I measured use a tape measure. I just slid it in here, and figured out what I needed. And so now I'm going to cut it to length. I'll let you guys know how that worked out. All right. I just got this connected here. You take the 2 caps off. I snipped the hose the length I needed. I would suggest you heat this up. It's about 50 degrees in my garage right now. You need to heat this up a little bit with a heat gun. Don't melt it, and it'll push over, because I had to get my heat gun out. And just 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and now it's good. So now I've got this connected here. It's coming down. I got it connected here, so I didn't have to drill anything. And then I've got it right here, and I left that tape on just to help it protect it some, right? And then I'll bring it over to the other side. Get some light in there. All right, you can see down there, maybe. Yeah. Okay, so I got it about, I don't know, 1/2 an inch above the chain, 3/4. I would have liked to make it, I should have made it another 1/4 inch longer to get below that guide. But it'll still drip there and go right on the chain. And it will not get into the sprocket. If you're paranoid about that, you can always put a zip tie across that and cinch her down tighter. But I don't think it'll damage anything. Okay, well that's it. So a CRF 450L installation. Oh, one more thing. They upgraded their kit from the originals. And this is really nice. It's to where you can just plug it in the accessories of your fuse box. Except, guess what? That's my fuse box, and there's no way it's going to fit in there. And it still remains somewhat waterproof. So I just did it the way they used to tell you to do it before they upgraded their kit. And things to remember, you always got to go uphill. This will last supposedly 6,000 miles. I usually have it last longer. But on my CBR over there, I've got 20,000 miles on that chain after the initial stretch. It has not moved. Every time I change the tire, I adjust the chain back to basically right where it was. So these oilers do their job. All right, see you later. Bye.